Hello, welcome to my kitchen. This is Texas Cooking Today. Texas Cooking Today is all about cooking tutorials, and today I've got a great recipe. This is the kind of recipe that when you put it with other food, the other food just sparkles. It goes from mundane to extraordinary. Pico de Gallo. It's very easy to make. It's very simple and basic in its construct, and yet it can take the most mundane dish and elevate it like nothing else. If it's a good fresh Pico de Gallo, it's best of all. And today I'm going to show you how to do that. You know, I've got some vegetables in the fridge, but I think it's time to take a look in the garden. So let's head on outdoors. Let's look in the garden and let's see what we can find. I'm pretty sure I got a tomato or two and maybe some onions. Come on. Okay, out in the garden, I got a lot of tomatoes. I mean, look, I got a lot of tomatoes. Oh, and I think I got some red ones. Let me look down here. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we are. Come to Papa. Oh, beautiful. It's not a perfect tomato, but it is vine ripened. There we are. Look at that, folks. That's the real McCoy right there. So we got us some tomatoes. I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna get some onions. Okay, now I've got fresh bunching onions here. Some fairly soft soil, mostly because it's wet. There we go. Boy, I can smell those onions. Oh, man, that smells good. Nothing like fresh onions. Having your own fresh green bunching onions like this, oh, it's the way to go. Let's go back inside. Now we have everything we need for a good Pico de Gallo. I already had some jalapenos and a little bit of cilantro all ready to go, and I always keep lime juice around and salt, and the garden has provided what it's going to provide. Folks, nothing like fresh green onions. I love this, and it makes a Pico de Gallo just pop. Not to mention the flavor of fresh Roma tomatoes. Those are absolutely super sweet and delicious beyond belief. I know, I've already tried one. We had one just the other night, and it was a fantastic tomato. Now I'm looking forward to enjoying a little Pico de Gallo with those in it, and enjoying life because of it. This is a very simple dish. Let's get on with making this thing. I'm going to set my lime juice and salt aside because we don't need those until we have everything cut. There's a couple of things I want to mention about cutting. First off, get that out of the way. When it comes to dealing with anything that has capsaicin in it, in other words, hot peppers like jalapenos, wear gloves for one reason. That oil does not wash off all too easy, ladies and gentlemen. That oil will stick to your hands even after you use detergent to remove it. And if you wear gloves, you don't have to worry about that happening. You don't have to worry about scratching your face later in the evening after you have cut jalapenos hours earlier, and then suddenly your face is burning and you're wondering, oh gee, was it because I didn't wash well enough? No, it's just because the stuff sticks that well. When I am processing jalapenos, what I like to do with these things is to use a spoon to scrape out the core on them. Now I have a spoon handy right here. And all you have to do, and it can be any ordinary tablespoon, just take it and scrape it right along the ribs. And what that does is it breaks that rib free from that green meat. Now I'll tell you what, if you like this part of the jalapeno, don't worry about it, just cut it up and include it. But if you want to avoid the heat and remove that capsaicin. Well, right there, folks, that is the vast majority of it. The seeds, the membrane that holds the seeds to the core and the core itself, that's where all the heat is. This is the sweet, tender flesh of the jalapeno. Now, if you've ever eaten a jalapeno that was pickled, you notice that the thing is hot all the way through, okay? And so you'll think, oh wow, the green is hot. Well, no, the green is hot when it's pickled because that capsaicin gets washed throughout and suddenly everything becomes hot, okay? So that's the difference. But when they are fresh, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, I want to do all of these the same way real quick, and that way we can get on with cutting them up and making pico de gallo. Yay! All right, this is all prepared. Now, another reason that I like to do that is I like a real clean looking pico de gallo, and I don't want all those seeds in there, okay? So I just go ahead and remove them, and it comes out nice and clean. There was a sweet little Hispanic lady that taught me this particular way of doing pico de gallo, and I have been appreciative ever since. You know, the thing of it is there is a lot of Hispanic pride when it comes to Texas. Texas was once a part of Mexico, and so that pride continues, it lingers throughout the state, and it is a good thing, not a bad thing, because it makes us richer, fuller, and a better state all the way around, better group of people all the way around. All right, it is through that mixed culture that we enrich ourselves. Okay, so if you would, as you've seen that I do there, I've cut just very simple, narrow strips on that jalapeno. And if you'll notice what I'm doing, if you cut from the inside out, it's going to cut a lot easier for you, and you won't be fighting it as much. So just small dice. All right, I actually believe that I have enough of that. I want to keep these aside just in case. Look at the color of those tomatoes. That is intense, very bold. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and clean out the insides of these because I want just the flesh itself. All right, let's get these cut exactly the same way, cutting them from the inside out. It's a lot easier to cut through that tomato skin that way. If your knife is remarkably sharp, you won't have a problem cutting through a tomato skin, like when you saw me take the top off of these. However, it can make it a lot easier cutting from the inside out when you're stripping it out like this. These are so incredibly tender. Oh yeah. That is the way a tomato should look. The smell of this tomato, absolutely beautiful. It's so rich and full, it just fills the air right now. Okay. Let's do those onions next. Oh yeah, come to me. So I'm just going to cut the root off of each of these and then move right into cutting them up for my needs. I've already given them a good wash. They are fresh from the ground. It doesn't get better. There we go. How's that for making it really fun and really easy. Yes. I might have gotten a little more of that green than I need, but boy, I sure do like it when it comes to a nice pico de gallo. Doing green bunching onions like this is my favorite way of doing this dish. The flavor is just, it's really cool, it pops. Now on the cilantro, we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna just chop it up. I'm gonna remove some of this back stuff that's a little more woody. And we're gonna take the leaves, just gonna fold them under a little bit. And I'm just gonna do a chop right across the top. It doesn't have to be neat or perfect or anything like that. Okay, let's take a look at that. It looks like I got about a half a cup or more there, right? Okay, boom, right in there. Same thing again. All right, and that's the neat thing about that cilantro. It is robust in its flavor. It doesn't take a whole lot of it to get you where you want to go. Now, we need to add the final ingredients and get this sucker stirred up. Let me get my mess out of the way here. All right, I have everything in the bowl right here, looking good. I want to add just a little bit of salt. Okay, it doesn't take a whole lot, just maybe half a teaspoon there. And then on that lime juice. Now, I've had that out for a little bit, so it might have settled a little bit. Always shake your lime juice, folks, right? Anyway, we'll pour a little of that in here. Get it stirring. Add a little more. Okay. And I use about a half a cup of lime juice right there. Oh yeah, that's some pretty looking stuff. I tell you right now, I'm looking forward to enjoying this on some tacos later on. Those are going to be magnificent, and this is a sparkling fresh, beautiful pico de gallo. Now, you may get away with mixing this in a metal bowl, but don't leave it in a metal bowl. I'm about to transfer this to either glass or ceramic. I got to go pick something out. Make sure you do that. So that you don't get any interaction between all of the acid that's going on in here and the metal itself, okay? There we go, a nice ceramic bowl. We don't have to worry about any changes in flavors this way. I already have a beautiful product. Absolutely gorgeous. I need to clean a few things up here. Other than that, I think beautiful pico de gallo right there. Very interested. And the chef should always do this. Taste what you've made. Fresh. Robust, it's got a nice bite to it. That is what pico de gallo should be. That is going to make any dish sparkle. Beautiful. Now, as I mentioned, we got something special to go over the top. Yeah, that's right. Nothing quite like fresh pico de gallo. When you are doing a taco like this, you need to get some extra sharp flavors going on there. And this, folks, that is that extra sharp flavor. That right there is a perfect taco. Delicious and ready to go. This is what I'm talking about right here. Pico de gallo. Oh, put it on anything and it makes those tacos incredible. That's it right there, folks. Pico de gallo. When you try this, simple, delicious, works with almost anything. And it makes a taco. Thank you very much for watching. If you would, take a look right in the comments, in the description box, right underneath this, I'm sorry. And you'll see a couple of links there. One to Texas Cooking Today, a lot more of these recipes. Take a look there. You'll also see a link for S.A.Trotter.com. That's where you get my recipes in PDF format. Thank you for watching this. Please click like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I love it when people drop me a comment, so please do that. Folks, please have a good day. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. We're out in my garden today, and I wanted to show you what one of my recipes looks like. These are available on my website. They're available as a PDF that you download. This is the cinnamon rolls recipe. This has a nice picture of what you're going to make. Description tells you what you're making and gives you a good ingredients list that's easy to follow. It's bullet pointed. On the ingredients, on the instructions, they're all numbered. And you get some pictures sometimes that'll show you what you need to do. Now on this one, you get a lot of pictures because there's a lot going on in this recipe. Okay, there we go. All of these are designed to be printed this way back to back, so you can put them in a book if you want and make your own book. All right, and this way you get a book that's filled with the recipes you're interested in rather than a book that has 3 or 4 recipes you're interested in and a whole bunch you've never seen before. Folks, that's the way it works. On the back, always give lines for notes. There's your free recipe. Go and get that on my website. We're worth their time. And thank you very much for taking a look at that. Thank you very much for watching Texas Cooking today. And you folks, just have a good day, okay? Bye-bye.